seated, cross-legged, on your mat. And with your hands holding your knees and sitting up tall as if you're being pulled up by a string on the top of your head. All right, we're going to close the eyes for a moment. Breathing through the nose. And just taking a moment to arrive here, present in your body. And feel how you're sitting, how the knees are bent, how the bottom is placed on the mat, how the spine is growing tall and the shoulders relaxed. And see what's happening in the face. Is the face relaxed, or do you need to take a breath to relax it? All right. And then you can dive within and set an intention for yourself. And intention setting can be something like, how do I want to feel at the end of this session? Or building something for someone else who might need it more. So set the intention. And then we're going to take that with us with all that we do. And that starts with opening the eyes and leaning back, holding yourself through the hands and the knees, but you're curling in as if your nose wants to touch the navel. So you're making a round back. Now we're going the other way, making a hollow spine as a hollow back, chin up, chest forward and open. And we'll do that coordinated with the breath. When we breathe out, we curl back, so we're actually hanging on our knees. And breathe in, looking up. And breathe out again, curling into the body. Breathe in, opening the chest. One more. Last opening. All right. Cat and cow is that really, the seated cat-cow. And now we're going to go on all fours. Knees underneath the hips. Hands underneath the shoulders. Or actually a little bit in front of the shoulders. Your fingers are spread out wide. And the feet are flat on the floor behind you. We'll do the same cat and cow, so curling and opening in this position. So lift the chin, hollow the spine, looking up, and curl in as if the navel wants to touch the nose, round the back. Coordinate it with your breath. On your inhale, into the cow, and on your exhale, into the cat, making a round back. Inhale, the cow. Exhale, the cat. And then you're going to continue this coordination of breath and movement on your own. And you're going to seek out at the end just a little bit more movement. So at the inhale, maybe a little more open. And on the exhale, a little more round, right at the end of the breath. We'll do one more. All right. And then you come back to the neutral position. Nose is looking in between the hands on the floor. Toes on the mat. Knees 10 centimeters away from the mat. And we hold this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and your knees back down. Okay, let's look over our right shoulder towards your right hip, and then you bring your hip towards your shoulder. Yeah, and if you're doing it right, you can feel that on your left hip, right above it. We're going the other way. Look over your left shoulder towards your left hip, and then bring your left hip towards your left shoulder. All right, then we're going to go back over to the right and the left. So you feel that the sides are opening up. Back to the right and the left. All right, So the sides are awake now. And then the toes back onto the mat. And we're going to an easy downward dog. What I mean by that is with your knees bent, you push away from the hands, making the upper body long. So your armpits are all stretched out. The arms are straight. The sides are long. So now the hip is moving away from the ribs. Okay, let's pump the legs for a moment. Straighten and bending one after the other, left and right. And you can be fluid here, so getting into the hips. Yeah, waking up the calves. All right, then we're going to walk the feet forward to the hands, and we place them under the hips. And you bend your knees even more, hang over your upper legs, and just loosen the shoulders and the neck. Let's just shake no with our head for a moment. And say yes with our head. All right, and then loosen up again. Good. We're going to roll up to standing slowly and try to feel each vertebrae. The head rolls up at last. And once you're all the way up top, just roll your shoulders, making circles with your shoulders. All right. Samastitihi, that's the home base. We'll always come back to the home base. Feet together, standing tall, stacking the knees over the ankles, and then the hips over the knees, shoulders over the hips, neck is long, again as if you're being pulled up to the ceiling. And you have a soft gaze down the nose. We're going to do the sun salutation, Surya Namaskar. Breathe out. And then breathe in, arms to the sides, going up, looking at your thumbs. Breathe out, hands to the mat. You can bend your knees if you still feel a little stiff, no problem. Halfway up, the half lift, where the back is straight, the arms are straight, and the legs are straight. Then we step back to the plank. And the first one, we can always go from the plank to the upward facing dog. So you push yourself forward and coming into the upward dog. In the upward dog, you push your hands to the mat, shoulders broad and wide, and keep that gaze down the nose soft. You can have your head straight or bring it all the way back with your chin up. Then rolling to the downward facing dog. And you can do that transition with straight legs or via the knees. That depends on how you feel this morning. We do the best we can, right? And then we push away from the hands. So again, length in the upper body. That's number one. First with the knees bent. And then when that is long, the upper body, then you can straighten the knees. And the breath is through the nose, deep. 3, 4, and 5. Then we step forward into the half lift. On your breath in, everything long again. And exhale, nose to the legs. Back to standing. Inhale, look up to your thumbs, and exhale, arms alongside the body. Good. Ekam 1, inhale, reach up. Dwe 2, exhale, hands to the mat. Trini 3, half lift. Inhale. Chatwari 4, step back to the plank. Now you can bend your elbows next to you for chaturanga. Inhale back into the upward dog. And exhale to the downward facing dog. Here we set the body and the breath. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. towards the front. Sapta 7, inhale, all is long. Ashto 8, exhale. Nava 9, back to standing, look to the thumbs, and exhale back to home base, Samastiti. Ekam 1, inhale. Dwe 2, hands to the mat. Trini 3, inhale, half lift. You can jump. Chatwari 4, exhale. You don't have to jump. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, shut, downward dog. So the jumping is optional. If you like to be a little more in control of the movement, you can just step back and forth, no problem. If you feel strong and energized, you can jump. That's 3, 4, and 5. Sapta 7. Step or jump. Inhale, half lift. Ashto 8. Exhale to the legs. Nava 9. Back to standing. And Samastiti. We'll do 2 more. Ekam 1. Inhale. Dwe 2. Exhale. Trini 3. Inhale. Chatwari 4. Exhale. Pancha 5, inhale. Shat 6, exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sapta, inhale. Ashto, exhale. Nava, inhale. Samastiti. Last one. Ekam, inhale. Dwe, exhale. Trini, inhale. Chatwari, exhale. Pancha, inhale. Shut, exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sapta, inhale. Ashto, exhale. Nava, inhale. Samastiti. All right. The feet go as wide as the mat is apart. Hands on the hips. Soft knees. And then we fold forward over the thighs and place your hands on your ankles. Good. We're going back into the half lift. So that means that the arms are straight, the back is straight, and the legs are as straight as possible. Take a moment here to feel your navel and let the navel go inward. All right. Then you bend your knees again and pull yourself towards your legs. Okay, then we go back into the half lift where everything is straight. And we'll coordinate with the movement. So inhale here, everything is in the half lift. Exhale, pull yourself towards the legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale towards the legs. Inhale, everything long and stretched out. Exhale, and the last one. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, and we're going to roll back up to standing and come back into Samastiti with the feet together. Trikonasana. Stepping to the right. Nice and wide stance. Right foot turns out. all the way to the right. You can either place your hand on your ankle or hold your big toe. And then the left arm straightens up and you look at your left hand. Make sure you feel your feet and straighten the legs as straight as possible. And let the breath flow. That's 3, 4, and 5. Bend your right knee, come back up. And we're going to switch the feet. Left out, right slightly in. All the way to the left, hand on the ankle, or hold your big toe, whichever works better for your body. Right arm stretches up, look at your right hand. Legs are as straight as possible. And that's 3, 4, and 5. Bend your knee and come back up. Okay. The feet a little wider apart. Right foot turns back out. And you're going to turn with your whole body to the right until your left heel also comes up in the back. So now you're actually standing on your right foot and left foot, and the feet are away from the middle line. So if you imagine having a center line on your mat, the right is on the right of that line and the left on the left. Good. So you're going to bend your right knee over the ankle and place your left hand on the mat next to your left foot, about a hand width wide away from your foot. Now you can stand on your fingers or have your hand flat, depending on your flexibility. And then you turn to the right, straighten out your right arm and look at your hand. All right, and hold this for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to come back out from the strong legs and then turn to the left. Left foot out. Right heel comes up. Make sure your feet are away from that middle line. Bend your left knee over the ankle. Hand on the floor. Right hand on the floor. Either the tips of the fingers or flat. Turn to the left. Straighten your left arm and look at your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back out. And let's just shake our legs out for a moment. And then the wide stance again. And interlace your fingers behind your back. Yeah, so hold the hands. And then let's straighten the elbows. Pull the hands away from the back. And let's breathe here into the chest for a moment. Fully and deeply breathing. And then soften your knees and dive forward, letting the hands go even further away from the back. So now you're looking at the wall behind you. And see if you can straighten the knees as much as possible again. Breathing here. 3, 4, and 5. On your inhale, come back up and back to the top of the mat, into Samastiti. All right. Refocus on the breath, standing tall. Exhale. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, half lift. Step back. We're going through the vinyasa, through the dogs. The upward dog. And the downward dog. Right foot steps forward. Left heel turns to the mat. You're going to come to standing into the warrior. Arms up, looking at your thumbs. Right knee is bent. 2, 3, 4. And on 5, hands back to the mat, to the downward dog. Then left side. Left steps forward, right heel turns into the mat. Come to standing, into the warrior. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, downward facing dog. And let's catch that downward dog, nice and full, pushing away, everything is long. And then we step or jump to seated. Stepping is fine. And then we have the legs right in front of us with our feet flexed. Let's just curl down to the body for a moment. So the chin into the chest, nose in the direction of the navel, just like we did at the beginning. And now you drop forward as if the forehead wants to touch the knees. And then you're going to come back up. Point your toes, and we'll do the same. Chin, nose towards the navel, forehead towards the knees. And back up. Flex your feet one more time. Chin, nose, forehead. And roll back up. Bring your feet about as wide as your hips are apart. Arms in front of you, palms facing up. And we're going to curl down towards the mat, but we're going to stop halfway. And here we are, and we're letting our abdominals do some work. Keep it there. Keep your breath flowing, and you're going to come back up. And again, curl the spine towards the mat. Hold it halfway. And back up. And then on the third one, we're going to go all the way down. With control, curling the spine to the mat. On your back. All right, and once you're there, you place your feet on the mat together, very close to your bottom, and flat on the mat. And then you're going to spread out your arms, left to left, right to right, and we're just going to give the lower back a little love. So the knees drop to the left. They're going to come back up to the middle, and they drop to the right. So we'll do the windshield wiper, where we bring them back up and back to the left. And then you're going from left to right with the knees, where each time you come back to the middle, the feet are placed back as where they were, so they're actually staying in the same spot. And you're just cleaning the windshield. Left to right, giving that lower back a little love. Feel what is better for you. Do you want to have speed, or do you want to slow it down? So choose what works best for your lower back. And then last drop. And you come back to center. And then we bring the knees into our bodies and roll from left to right, giving a little more space in the lower and middle back. Okay, then you stretch your left leg out onto the mat and your right into the air. Now see where you can hold your leg, maybe above your knee or right below, or maybe closer to your ankle. Yeah, as long as your leg is as straight as possible. Then we're going to curl the nose in the direction of the knee, and you bring the knee towards your nose. And you're going to hold it for 2, 3, 4, 5. Curl back down, and we're going to switch legs. So the left leg up in the air. Hold it where you can. And then the nose towards the knee. And the knee towards your nose. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Okay, bend both knees into you. And bring your nose to the knees and the knees to the nose. Hold it, make a little ball of yourself. All right. And then your head stays up, your legs right up in the air with your arms alongside the body. We're going to slowly lower the legs towards the mat. Take your time. Use your abdominals. Slowly, slowly. And then when the feet hit the ground, bring your head back to the floor. And then we're going to slide the thumbs underneath the bottom with the elbows very close to you. We're going to do the fists, Matsyasana, fish pose. Pushing yourself up so the chest opens, your elbows push into the mat and your head glides back to come onto your fontanelle, top of the head. Hips on the floor, legs are straight. You keep pushing into the elbows so the upper body opens up. Breathe deeply through the nose, all the way from the belly to the chest. Feel the strength on your exhale. You can softly gaze down the nose. That's 3, 4, and 5. Slide back out. Release the arms and see how this feels in your body for a moment. And then we're going to get ready for Shavasana, the resting pose already. So if you get chilly, quickly grab a blanket or put some socks on or a sweatshirt. If it's warm enough, then no need. And we're on our backs with our feet apart about as wide as your mat. And then your arms away from the body with the palms facing upwards. Sometimes, some days, it feels nicer to have your hands on your belly. So test it out for a moment. What feels better for me? Have my palms up with the arms away? Or do I want to place my hands on my belly? And then we close the eyes and take a big breath in and a full breath out. And if you have the desire to do that again, do so again. Or let your breath flow naturally again. So in a moment, I'm going to mention parts of the body where all our attention will go to that part. And then once we've gone through the body, we'll lie here in silence for a moment, and then you'll hear a little bell 3 times to bring you back to where you are. But first, we're going to give the toes and the feet some attention, and we relax the toes and the feet. And then the fingers and the hands. Moving to both legs, left and right, relax. Both arms, relax. The hips, relax. The lower back, middle back, and upper back, relax. Relax your shoulders. Allow them to fall down to the mat. Relax your neck, your jaw, your mouth. your cheeks, your eyes, your eyebrows, the forehead, and the rest of the head. The entire face is relaxed, and the head is relaxed. Surrender yourself to a moment of stillness where movement is not necessary. Shavasana is integrating the energy you've just been building. So we'll be here in a moment of stillness. Come back to the space where you are here on your mat. And begin with small movements through the feet and the hands. And these movements continue through the legs and the arms until you feel ready to stretch out and wake yourself back up. And then eventually bending your knees into you, rolling around until you feel you can roll over to your right side. Stay there a moment. And then come up to your seat. With your eyes closed, stay with yourself for a moment longer. And then here, back to the beginning posture of the class. And you can fold your hands together in front of your heart. And thank yourself for having done this. And I thank you.